from a psychological perspective, you got to wonder and ask whether there's a little bit of obsessive compulsive aspect to the way Catholic churches gather for worship in the Eucharist. I mean, it's exactly the same every time. The only thing that has any difference is the homily. You know, the priest can do his own homily, his own, but it has to be based on the scriptures of that day. Now, I mean, there's pros and cons to that. You know exactly what to expect. It's like, you know, if you're traveling, you know, you got restaurants in the area, you know there's a McDonald's, you know what to expect if you go to McDonald's. So you know what you're going to get if you go to the Catholic Church. That's a positive in some regards, but at the same time, you know, you don't get any variance that might create some new possibilities, new creativity, new insight, new relationships, things like that. You don't really, by the way, make relationships at Catholic churches in general. I guess unless you're born a cradle Catholic, I suppose you may have some friendships because you tend to stay at the church and school you went to your whole life. I guess if you're a cradle Catholic and you move to a different area, maybe you have more of a kinship with other cradle Catholics. But if you're not a cradle Catholic, you're probably not going to make much of a friendship. There's not going to be that opportunity so much in Catholic churches. Alright, so, you know, it's got its pros and cons, especially around the Eucharist, you know. I mean, I even heard a priest once preach a homily on how to properly accept the host, which is the body of Christ, into your palm, and whether in which hand to use, if you're left-handed or right-handed, and things like that. I mean, that was, to me, a sure sign of obsessive, OC, as they say, obsessive compulsive. I'm in OC, by the way, Orange County, California. Maybe it goes with that. So, I mean, I just want to throw that out there for anybody to think about. The obsessiveness, compulsiveness, you know, if you break that ritual, how much it upsets maybe the priest or the person next to you. You know, the people expect you to know the ritual. So, like, let's say you're new when you come to the church, you don't know the ritual. You don't stand and sit and kneel at the right time and say the right words. It bothers some people. It even bothers me. Maybe I've kind of been indoctrinated into the OC aspect of it. Well, I would say it bothers me when people intentionally disrespect it, you know. I mean, you can see when other people stand up. Let's say you're new to the church. You see other people stand up. You see them kneel down. That's not hard to imitate. You can just go along with the group for the time being. But if you're intentionally disrespecting it, that's a little bothersome, you know. I mean, if you don't like the church the way the church does it, you probably shouldn't go there. You shouldn't just come in to intentionally disrespect it. I've seen that a few times. But it's the obsessive compulsiveness around the whole ritualism. It's ritualism in some regards that might need to be challenged, and I'm going to talk about that more lately. That's my thought for the day. God be with you all and bless you.